So I'm looking at the page in Firefox here, and actually I like viewing it better in Firefox, but then I kind of like Firefox the way it does text and just the way it moves. I kind of like it better as a browser. I find that Chrome over time really nails my processing and RAM, and I've got a pretty decent laptop. But this looks good to me. I can read it, which is good. Looking at the testimonials that I see here, I'm not seeing that this is H2. And if I flip on over to Chrome, same thing. I don't see that this is H2 at all. And, one of the things you notice after you've done this for a while is that even today, browsers, you could see the difference. They'll render fonts a little differently. They may render spacing and images a bit differently, and that's just due to how they're coded. I've been doing web design myself since 98. My first teacher was a book, and then I got out of university and then just went and knocked doors and did pretty well at it until I got tired of it in around 2005. And, part of the reason was this constant difference between browsers. You can never get it exactly on all of them. That's not necessarily anything to do with the code per se, but it's how the browsers are developed and what the developers choose to do, really. So this, to me, it doesn't look like it's an H2. That said, if I pop back over here, again, I really like the way it renders in Firefox. Let's see here. So if I go over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find Profit Builder, go to Settings, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Typography Settings. And here you can adjust the font and the font style of the various elements, like all the H1s to H6, buttons, counters, all that stuff. And here's the testimonial. So, if I click onto this here, we can see that it's default, no other options. Same thing with this here, and then this here. So, but if I change the font, right, and the reason you're seeing three things here is that there's three different parts to the testimonial element. So if I change it to that, then I now have the option to change the font size, line height, and change the font style, which in this case there isn't really another style. Same thing with the profession here. And of course, same thing with the quote. So you've got a few different options here. As well, and you may also want to play with the default font for elements as well, because here you've got italic, regular, bold, different weights, and so on.